guys, Hus from OZI4X4. We're just installing our Safari Bullbar for the Volkswagen Amarok today. So that Bullbar goes from the 2009 all the way up to the current model. Not much was changed, besides a few electronic components and minor stuff. We're installing one of our Bullbars today on the Amarok. When you open up your package, you get 3 packages. You'll get one as the Bullbar, obviously, big, massive one. You'll get one for the bash plate, and you also get a big one for the cradle. What I mean by the cradle, just come over here. This is what a cradle is. So most of our Bullbars do come with it. As you'll see, 4 holes here. That's for your winch. That's where your winch gets installed. We've just kind of fast forwarded a little bit. Everyone knows how to take a bumper bar off, I assume. If you don't, we advise to get a professional. There was all clips, bumper bar clips that sit here. A lot of the components which are sitting here. If you have a look, the original bumper bar, you remove your bash plate underneath. They'll go back on. Just your plastic stuff, minor stuff. Also your bar reinforcement, that comes off as well. Just remove these components, you won't need them. Because the whole point of the Bullbar, all these items will take the original spots of where they go. So guys, a little bit of a puzzle jigsaw, but not too hard. So this is the cradle. The cradle will go over it, over this chassis mount. It's pretty tough for an Amarok. Anyway, but this will sit over here. And then you're going to have these weird looking brackets. You've got to get 2 of them. So they look like that. You'd be like, what is it for? But just come over here, under the car. Just on this side, please. Okay, so this hole here, there's a hole here underneath next to the pipe. You'll see my finger going in there. So that hole will line up with that, with that hole. But the way it goes, this, if you have a look, like that. Okay, come over here and you see all my holes are perfectly well aligned right there. Very, very easy. So that's one of the parts that goes there. You'll get one for the right. Someone can give me one for the left, please. And you've also got one for the left as well. Same way. If you have a look, same thing, just like that. Beautiful design, well made, well structured, heavy duty. We're looking about, if you have a look at that thickness, looking about 8 mil steel. It's heavy, heavy. Reinforcement. Okay. So when you're at this point and you're just setting yourself up, we advise have a professional. If you don't know what you're doing, for the safety of you and your family, get a professional. As I advise, this is not toys. You don't play around with things like this. You do need to seek someone who's professional and who's an installer or a professional installer or a licensed mechanic shop. Okay, guys. Also with the lights, we've also got all the lights, the wires run into. So one obviously to the blinker, one to the parker, one to the fog light. For the fog light, sorry, this car doesn't come with a fog light, so the fog lights won't need to work. But if you do want it to work, you have to get an electrician to get a, basically, it's called a plug and play for your 9-inch lights and that, and they can make the fog light work on its own switch. So you basically run a switch just like you do with your 9-inch spotlights and your bar lights and all that kind of stuff. So you've got 3 wires here. Like, go back to my video where it says about how to install OZI4X4 light system. So in that system, as I teach you, one will be for your blinker, one's for your parker, one's earth. Same thing. You hardwire it, or you just connect it to the female and the male outlets, just like that. As I said, that's for your fog light. As I said to you, this car did not come with a fog light, so the fog light won't work. if he doesn't want the fog light to work, he'll need to upgrade to purchasing an external switch. You can get it off eBay, we sell them as well. It's only $20, $30, but then you've got labor as well to install it, because the wire's got to run inside on the dash. When you're at this point, just put your pinch weld on, guys. Okay, nice and well on. Make sure your bash plates are ready, make sure your nuts and bolts are there. Looks like it's a bash plate. If you're going to put a winch, this will be the good time now to have that cradle on, and the winch will get installed. Otherwise, if you're not putting in a winch, then that's fine. If you ever do, you'll have to repeat this process again with regarding the step 2 that I'll have soon of putting the bullbar on. The next thing would be your guard liners. Okay guys, so we get a lot of silly questions about this. Obviously you would need to cut this down, as you're putting a bullbar, bumper bar was here, bullbar's up here. You've got an area of 200-300 to cut. So that's just the obvious. When you do put a bullbar on, you just got to be aware of that when you're purchasing any bullbar. Hey guys, part 2, installing the Amarok bullbar, Safari type from OZI4X4. So, as you saw part 1, we've installed the cradle and the side brackets, the mounting kit. Now we're into part 2. So if you guys come over here, man 2 is just pretty simple. Just putting the bullbar on. Just come over here and have a look. So you have, when the bullbar goes on, let's just go from down here. It's going to be a bit of a hard shot to have a look at. The bullbar goes on, you'll have 3 holes that'll match up to the cradle. If you have a look just slightly, just up here, that's one of the holes, right here. Just right here, and those holes will all line up to the cradle. The bullbar will line up to the cradle, and the same on this side over here. If you have a look over here, we'll line it up, make sure nice. This is where you can do your adjustment once you put your bolts in there. That's what Simon's doing over here. You have a look. Nice big fat washers. Okay, make sure always use your springs as well. You have a look over here. That's the crate, that's the back end, already been fitted. That's the bolt that we're talking about, just under here. Okay, so there's a bolt that goes inside the chassis, and this is all that gets bolted onto each other. And now we're just putting the bullbar on. Okay, so now the bullbar will go on. You can also do your adjustment. So the bullbar can come up much more than that. Bullbar will sit there. You do all your electrical, the blinker, parker system. It is a 2-man job. That's the bullbar being bolted on. All we need to do is just put the grill towards the end and the skid plates, and cut the plastic mud underneath mud guards. This will all be, once you get all your bolts in, this will all be able to be adjusted up here. So once you put your bolt in, you'll be able to adjust all that level up here. Okay. Yep. For me, can you show me? Can you adjust it for me? Just to show me. Yep. So it's good to leave a little bit of a gap just between the bullbar and the body of the car, just in case the bullbar does move. And there'll be a little bit of an infill in here as well that goes in there.
Now, put that one. part 3 of the Amarok Bullbar being installed. Once the Bullbar's on, just put in the eyelids that sits on the corners, just to hide the gap. Skid plate goes on. We cut the mud guard down. Nice perfect gap right around. So that's pretty much it. Our parkers are connected. So car's on, parker's on. We've installed lights on this, so we've got these Max lights, so they're installed. We're putting a winch, the winch feeder goes just in here. The winch wasn't installed on this car. You've got the recovery points as well here. Thanks for watching.